Hi guys, welcome to Robin Hood Diaries today. Thanks for joining me as always. I'm just cutting to the chase here, you guys, because I know I may have a lot of Menudo fans out there. I do want to give you a slice of what it was like and find out from you who was in there at that time, because I remember the time exactly, but I don't know the membership per year. So maybe this will be fun for you guys. And I was in very close proximity to Menudo, and it was a full overtime day until really it started not to look like day, like not sunset, but you know how it like this is beginning to look like too afternoony. And this was supposed to be, I don't know, like about lunchtime, let's say, for all of us. Now, quick context here. I was an extra in this commercial. Now, I did extra work for a few years, but exclusively commercials for commercial television. Why? It was a totally different, you have to understand if you want to, that this was like, like the Mariana Trench different. Theatrical extras, like you hear, like, what is it? Oh, central casting. That's all exclusively theatrical, okay? And a lot of that is people that want to get discovered, noticed, whatever. You get less than half of what you do there as you do on a television commercial. So I did what, and I'm not bragging, but this is a high-end extra industry that I worked with. I knew the extra agents, cast and crew casting, Roy Wallach, who was himself an extra in really famous movies. You see him in the background and all this shit. It's unreal. He had his own agency, ancient friend of my mother's. What else is new? And there was a book, and directors, like probably in 20 seconds, who had no time for this, would open this book, and there were pictures about this big of each of us from a snapshot in a blazer and a shirt or whatever you wanted, looking kind of as neutral as you could. The deal with doing this higher end extra work, one big difference is you have to come with a complete wardrobe of like 8 changes. Because sometimes you're in a cafe, then you're outside in the park, then they want to turn you into different people a lot, or the director or the stylist wardrober is very picky. You always have to come prepared. You can't come with like 2 different outfits or whatever, 3, you just won't work. So you had to be a clothes horse, which I was, Elizabeth. And so anyway, I did this high-end extra work. It was $232 a day plus and 90 something cents. So think about that, because theatrical central casting extra work, $93 a day at the same time. I don't know if it's like that, but we had our own union, the extras. It was a strict SEG union. Now everything's blended together and grandfathered in. If I have an issue with that, whatever. I guess I didn't do extra work for that long. Okay, Menudo. So you find out really up front just kind of like what, like I said, like what 18 changes you have to bring. So it's never one change because the director has to pick whatever he wants, or she. So it's like usually like minimum 4 different changes. It's not because you're really in a million scenes, it's because they're picky and you have to have exactly what they want. So I was known for doing that. Why, Valley Girl, whatever. Sidebar, which is really kind of interesting, is the girl that I did a lot of extra work with in and around 1986, 87, I believe, was this fabulous redhead. And we did, maybe half a dozen commercials together, because it's very clicky. A lot of because some of them double as hand models and a lot of them double as precision drivers. So the blonde that you want her walking with her husband at the boutique also doubles as the one who has to drive the 2 Dodges, whoosh, like you see in a scene, like literally 5 inches away from each other. On the Paula Abdul commercial I did, they had cars doing that. Man, they were so close. Oh my God. Big deal if they get crashed. Lots of money floating around. So, Menudo. So it's on the back lot of Universal, and it is not the far end, which is actually Back to the Future. There's like the church thing or City Hall, whatever. But it's push further into the back lot towards the studios. And I don't know what the difference was, but they had like Brooklyn brownstone. I don't know what I think they leveled the whole back. Anyway, whatever. So this was, I had actually worked on this one before, and I have a horror story about what happened with some pigeons. Let's not go there. But there was this brownstone area. So the deal was, it was for some reason like crowded with cars, like there was some apocalypse.